Yeah, I like
Well,
to watch that game.
Shrump, dude, why don't you get us all caught up from where we left off last time?
Oh, right, yes. Rise of Tiamat. Well, the brave party, we left Borsky Bridge and tracked the cultists from the back of our griffins and the cultists of Valerian the White, and we tracked them to a ruined village. We checked the village out, and we found some graves of his companions. Tiberius, being the stunning stout chap that he is, spoke unto the dead spirits and gained valuable information as to where his previous boss had gone. We also scouted around Tiberius, discovering a barrel of bones that had obviously been eaten by trolls. Vague tried to teach Shrump to count past 4. And we also scouted around and had a jolly good look around. Then we went to the Well of Seeing. We climbed up the ladder, went into the catacombs, and encountered some statues that we weren't supposed to look at.
That's pronounced catacombs.
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 All right,
I'm
we'll
English. We invented,
right.
invented speaking.
Yeah, we perfected it. We perfected it by doing these kinds of corrections.
Oh boy.
Catacombs.
I'm
Hush up,
dreadfully sorry. Anyway, we went to some catacombs.
No, I like Coombs better. Never mind. Carry on.
We entered the catacombs, past some strange statues that turned to face us as we walked. Both Vayan and Shrump heard voices in their head that said, "Do not look into the darkness." We interpreted this to mean, "Don't look into the dark cowls." So we didn't. Walking along, steadily staring at the ground, we entered a room beautifully tiled with a battle between what appeared to be a paladin and a chimera. The chimera rose from the ground, a shower of tiles, a tiled chimera rose from the ground and struck and attacked the party. Mightily did we fight against the chimera, finally striking it down. And they, casting firebolt after firebolt and missing, struck the final blow with her last successful and only successful strike of the day.
Finally.
Casting down. Finally.
By the way,
After about
Crazy,
a
I think you're on mute. We can't hear what you're saying.
No, don't listen to him.
Really? Oh, Tiberius. We defeated the Chimera, or Chimera, whichever you wish. And then we were taking a small break to patch up some wounds that we had received in the fight. And whilst that was happening, there was some pounding upon the doors that we had entered by. Positioning ourselves, Widow and myself, Shrump, stood ready to face the foes that came against us, and discovered it was two trolls that we battled incessantly. Widow taking multiple and grievous injuries, Tiberius healing her and keeping her from passing over to the other side. We fought and eventually downed one of the miscreants. At which point I decided that I was hungry and entered a battle rage. I ripped open the intestinal tract of my enemy and began to feast upon the dead body. The other troll, seeing this, decided that he really didn't want to have any part of that and left. Currently, we are just finished bandaging our wounds and feeling much better for a long rest.
And you're brushing your teeth, I think.
Shrump has been violently
ill.
ill.
You have some entrails in your tusks.
You might want to brush your teeth.
Shrump has been violently ill, but that's okay. He spat it out. And is now wandering around waiting for the rest of the party to gather themselves as he is playing with a troll glove puppet, with his head up inside the troll's neck, trying to make it work as a glove puppet.
Very nice recap. Good job, sir.
Yes, thank you, darling.
Thanks, Gov.
You're right, Gov, all right, no worries.
All right, so we are going to continue where the troll had just fled. You guys get the room closed back up. This beautiful mosaic room, we'll call it the mosaic room. And remember, to the door to the north, it had the word safe written on it. You guys open up those double doors to the east, and
rocks fell on us.
Correct, yes, and an avalanche occurred. And it is basically, the rocks have poured out, I'd say about 5 feet. So up to about right here, this line here, rocks have basically formed a wall, and you cannot see past this wall of rocks. And it would take probably a couple days to dig your way through. Now, I've given you guys inspiration again for your great role play from last week, and also you guys were able to finish up, lock this chamber up, and get your rest in. So you guys have all of your hit points back, all of your spell slots. So anytime you guys want to take another rest, we'll do another encounter, because now it is pretty much a new day. It's basically in the middle of the night. So you guys have this corridor to the south. I remember she looked down this corridor, and it was not a very, very, very steep, drop as like a getting on a slide at like Wet and Wild and sliding down, but it's like about a 45-degree angle where it looks like it goes down about 15 feet, and especially with your vision, Vey, being an elf, you could actually see that this tunnel this corridor to the south, it continued to travel from south to southwest and continue into darkness past your dark vision, and then you have
So, Dave,
the door to the north.
Could you show the map real fast? Because I'm
Sure.
too lazy to click.
Sure,
buttons.
absolutely, I can do that, and I'm sorry I didn't do that before. That's my fault.
Yeah, I'll accept that apology.
It's
So,
no problem.
since I have that spell light, is it possible for me to touch a bolt of my crossbow bolt and turn light on it, and then shoot that down the hallway where it's all dark to let it light up?
If you want to do that, I believe you can put light on any inanimate object, if I'm not mistaken.
Faye
So-
walks over to Tiberius and hands him a rock.
All right, I'll put it in my pocket. Thanks,
touch
Faye.
it, yeah.
Pat her on the head. Good girl.
Yeah, so you
How did you
basically
toss that down?
you touch an object that is no larger than 10 feet. So she hands you a rock, and it sheds 40 feet, 20 bright, 20 dim, and you can throw it down. And it,
All right, I'll do that.
yeah.
I'll concentrate, press my my religious object. I got like a little necklace, so I'll hold that, do a little incantation, touch that rock, boom, and I'll hand it to Vey to throw.
Okay.
It ought to be pretty easy for her because it's so light.
Jesus. He must be drinking Red Bulls today. Are you drinking Red Bulls today? You drinking energy drinks, Tiberius? Because you seem pretty jacked up right now.
There it is.
Mm-hmm. Man. All right.
Product placement.
So you have this rock, Vey, and you throw it down. You throw it down the corridor, and you can hear it, echoing and boop, 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 and it stops. And the light continues to carry on for quite a while, and the rock stops pretty far down. Here, let me show you guys. Alright, so the rock will bounce all the way down this corridor. And then at the end, you can see where, you can see at the end of the corridor where the walls end. And then it kind of opens up into an area.
Are there stairs in this walkway, or is it just
No, it's just a smooth, smooth floor, just like what you had seen in the previous room, not the mosaic room, because basically this whole room is nothing but small little 1-by-1 bathroom tiles. There's just tens of thousands of them that make up this beautiful room. There's the sun that's on the eastern portion of the ceiling above the double doors. There is the paladin, the chimera, kind of battling. And
And we can't see what's above us on that balcony above us.
yeah, well, I Widow had jumped up onto the balcony last week, and I remember she surveyed everything. There were no doors
Oh,
up
okay.
there. It was just weird. It was just a balcony up there with no doors. So there was really nothing else. But remember there is a dome. This room has like a dome that goes into the ceiling, that has the sky, represents the sky and clouds, and it does illuminate this room. Some of the tiles do. So it's not a very very bright. It's not bright as day. It's sort of like a very
Yeah.
low ambient light.
Radiated paint.
Yeah.
How tall is this hallway?
The hallway is about 12 feet tall.
Okay. I guess about 5 feet wide.
Yep, exactly. 5 foot wide. Yep.
Do you guys want me to scout around down there to see if anything's going on, or do you just want to head on down there?
Oh, no, Widow, I'm glad that you asked.
No, I think you should go down and have a look.
It
Sneaky
looks ominous
like.
to me. It'd be nice if someone could check it out first.
Well, and you also don't forget, you also have the door to the north. That door up there also.
But the door to the north doesn't look nearly as fun.
No.
Well,
Besides, we
all
already
the
know
doors
it's
have
safe in there.
on it.
But it does say safe, yeah. Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
and we see
there.
what happened to this door over here that had safe on it.
That just means that there might be a lot of money behind there.
I'm
Oh, you
thinking
mean
the
you're thinking it is a
SAFE
safe?
Yeah, that's right.
stands for something besides safe.
Alright, Dave, I'm gonna pull my hood up over my face and kind of blend
Oh.
into the shadows going
Sure
down the
thing.
hallway. At least
Sure
attempt to.
Yeah, you can. Well, the light stone that Vay had thrown down there is about 3/4 of the way down. So yeah, you don't think you'll have any problems. So give me a stealth check, so we can make it official.
Oh, snap.
And then if you want to continue down the corridor, which does kind of slant down a little sharply, but it seems like it probably drops a total of 10 feet from what you can see. Probably about seeing that you're a half elf, you can also, with your vision, can see that it slopes down about 10 feet. And as you start to enter the room, the corridor, it seems to kind of slope down a little bit more. Now, as you get to about this area, why don't you give me a perception check, please? A wisdom check, and if you have perception, add that in there.
You want me to put that in the tower too, or just roll?
You can just go ahead and roll it.
I was ready to put it in the tower, Dave.
Just
you
make
can,
it a
you can put it
critical.
in, you can put it in the
Too
in the
late.
tower also. All right, very nice. So as you get down about halfway, you are so lucky because you are needing a DC 22, and for your level, DC 22 is pretty freaking high in D&D 5e. So that is I'm gonna say good job and very clutch, because as you're slinking your way down this narrow corridor, you see that there is a plate just as you're fixing to step. Like a Tiberius has got the cat on again. Oh my gosh, it's so good. You almost take a step and you look down and you're like, oh shit, you pull your foot back and there is a pressure plate on the floor.
God, I love that cat. So cute. Okay, well, definitely not going to be landing on that.
Yeah,
Try to-
there's a pressure plate, and it kind of it goes from one end of the wall to the other end of the wall. So whatever built that that mechanic pressure plate wanted someone to hit that. And you can see there's, several inches apart, there's about 3 or 4 of these that make up about a foot span of pressure plates.
Okay, so I'm going to take a look at these things, what I know about traps, and I mean, how it seems pretty like it's obviously pretty complex.
Yeah, you get
system.
down there and start looking. You break out your thieves' tools, and you start fiddling around with the mirrors, and you're getting up into there, and with your light source, you get a little candle going, and sort of like setting up a little ritual. And you're looking at this, and it looks to be pretty old, but you think you can, but when you're looking at it, it looks like an old technology that you're really not versed with. You really haven't really, encountered this type of mechanism. This is something that was used years and years and years ago, because now technology is so much better, and there's more gears and tumblers and copper filament wires. So you think you can get this, but you're going to have to be very careful when you disarm this. But you know that this thing triggers something.
Okay.
And as you're kind of surveying around, you can see in the middle of this of the chamber, you can see sort of like a gouge in the floor that runs simultaneously in the middle of the floor, and it's spaced perfectly. So you think something will probably roll down this corridor, especially now that you're putting 2 and 2 together with the the slanted the slope itself of the actual corridor. Something will probably Indiana Jones style come rolling at you. So like a Tiberius. Oh, so good.
I hooked it up so it can track my eyes now, Dave.
Thank you, Worm. That's
So I can cross my eyes. That's the important thing.
So you think you can disarm it? It's it's an old technology from generations past, but you think you might be able to do it. You think you are confident that your skills will be beneficial. Hopefully. Now this roll you can go ahead and throw into the dice tower. That would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
Missy's like, bite me, Dave.
Why do I feel like my character's about to die?
I don't know if die is the word.
I don't know, Misty. Every time that we play
Dismemberment,
these,
I think, is what they mean.
yeah,
Cease to be. Leap off
I'm
its
just
mortal
saying
coil.
that while I'm doing this, as soon as I sense that anything goes wrong, I'm like leaping over these damn things and going down the hallway.
All
Can I
right.
say that that's going to make a difference? Just saying, my
Spring 4 more.
Can I have your stuff if you die?
Shut up back there.
This is where you don't want to roll a 1.
This
Trust
is
me.
where I start praying saying a few quiet words to my deities.
Oh.
Please don't let me die.
Hey, remember, you have inspiration. So if you want to use inspiration, you can roll that with advantage if you'd like.
I'm gonna live dangerously, Dave. I'm gonna be confident in my abilities, and I think that I can do this. Now watch me roll a 1.
Do you have any last words for your, I would say you're probably worshiping the Raven Queen or something?
No.
No, it's Widow. She worships a cat.
No, I do not worship the cat. Oh, so
The
did it not
cat, the
show
cat
up?
is all-knowing.
It did not go into the
Ah, damn it.
into the
Oh, Misty.
I did not see it.
You go that time? Going.
Keep doing it. Dave will take the first one he sees.
For some reason, it's not letting me put the thieves' tools into the.
Oh.
Let me try it again.
Here, let me take a look at your It's not letting you take that and drag it over. Oh, there you go. Tighten up over there, huh?
Hey.
Alright.
Alright, I'm waiting for the...
Yeah, you got it. You rolled it. Not bad. So what are your last words that you're as you're down there kind of fiddling around with this, and messing with tumblers and little levers and trying to get things out of the way? What are you saying?
I'm like, shit. I don't think this is gonna go well. Cleric, you might be called upon in the very near future.
Huh? I can't hear you. Speak up. You're way down there.
No, that's why.
We can't hear you over the rumbling of the giant stone ball that's coming down the corridor.
All I got to say is, God, please let me make a dexterity saving throw.
I'll allow it.
All right. So, as you're just starting to work on the last on the last tumblers, a small little mouse startles you. As you're looking under the plate, a mouse kind of squeaks by. Look at Worm. God damn it, Worm. Stop it.
Sorry, Dave.
It's okay. It's so funny. This little worm streaks by, and it startles you, and you trip the trap, Widow. Now, when you trip this trap, all of a sudden, inside of the mosaic room, everybody can really start to feel this whole place starting to rumble again. And when this place starts rumbling, all of the tiles on the ceiling start to fall, and it's starting to rain tiles, but predominantly where the sun is. Now remember, I said the sun is on the eastern wall, and all of these tiles, as they fall and just disintegrate, the sun disintegrates, there's a massive hole behind this wall. It's about a 10-foot wide hole, and then all of a sudden you hear a click, and a boulder comes out and bounces on the ground. So I am going to need pretty much everybody. Nice try there, Shrump. I appreciate that. I need everybody to give me a dexterity. Now, not you, Widow. I need Vey, Tiberius, and Shrump all to give me a dexterity saving throw. Very
We're going under
important.
the balcony, or is it happening there?
The boulder is released over the balcony, bounces, and then it starts to roll right towards the corridor, and you guys are in its path.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So dex save.
oh my god!
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, double!
Not only did I jump safety, but I pulled both these losers with me.
Oh my god.
Hey, I rolled
So,
I already had you, Tiberius, don't worry.
Vey, did you want to use your inspiration? I'll let you re-roll that if you want to use your inspiration.
All right. It probably won't be any better, and I'll be down in inspiration, but yeah, I'll do that.
Just let her die. I'll animate dead. I need a personal save.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. The rock takes a bounce, poof, and then lands right on Vey. And Vey, you're gonna take. Oh my God, you are so lucky. I rolled 3 1s and a 5. So, Vey, you take a total of 8 damage from 48 damage.
Sorry.
That
It
is,
grazed me.
yeah. It
grazed me, I'm okay.
You did kind of roll out of the way, and it did knock you up against the wall. Now, you two are gonna take 4 damage, Shrump and Tiberius, from the this boulder coming your way. Now, as for the boulder is about 15 feet behind you now. So I guess you're probably wanting to run, Widow, or do you want to try to make some type of
Roll initiative against that rock.
There's a little bit of room above this rock. This boulder's about 8 foot. So you can see that there is about a 4-foot gap as you're like watching this thing come towards you. You think you with a very very nice acrobatic type of flip, you may be able to jump over this rock.
Do a jump and a crouch at the same time.
Or if you would like to, you can.
I think I'm going to try to jump. Basically, I'm gonna launch up into the air as soon as this thing comes anywhere, close enough to me.
Yeah.
Kind of
Space
propel
and then see.
myself over it.
Okay. So sure, go ahead and give me a dexterity check, and you can add in your acrobatics also. And we'll see how that plays out for you. Very nice. I was looking for a 15, and 15's pretty high. So, yeah, you're able to basically tumble over, and the rock just continues to roll down, and you can hear it eventually smash into a wall as it sort of just rumbles past everyone. But that 48 roll was pretty bad on my part, but I'm glad that that didn't kill you. Though I don't think it wouldn't have killed you anyway. So, all right.
Yeah, the 5e gives you a lot more hit points than typical for casters.
Yeah. Usually you're stuck with a D4, but you get a D6.
Yeah.
All right. So this boulder comes crashing down the corridor. You guys
Dave,
take
I'm
a little bit of
listening
damage.
to see if there's anything, like, if this thing going into the next room has alarmed anybody, or anything like that.
You mean other than they?
Well, other than they.
I'm quite alarmed, Mr. Weta.
Yeah, you hear this thing crash, and you don't hear anything going "ow" or nothing seems like it got hit by this. It seems like this thing rolled into this room, and it rolled out of your darkness and out of the way of this little rock that has light cast upon it. So yes, the boulder goes out of your sight range, but you can definitely hear it smash. Definitely hear it smash
on down.
against something. What it smashed against, you really just have no clue because you just can't see.
Probably a dragon.
Probably 50 skeletons.
I'm gonna
50
creep on
trolls,
down
right?
this thing, kind of slowly, still listening in case anybody has been alarmed,
Okay.
or anybody maybe starts to come into the area.
Yeah, it seems like troll was the theme last week, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Troll was the theme. All right, so as you guys, Shrump is about 10 foot behind you.
Alright,
guys-
hold on. I tell Tiberius, let me know when they're through the tunnel, and then I will come along. As I'm holding my arm.
All right, I'll start going. Well, I mean, I guess we can kind of see because of that light, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you should be able to see her when she's through.
Yeah. So I'll let you know. I'm gonna get to a good spot here.
Yeah, I'm a little skittish going through there right now.
I'm kind of thinking that anybody what was waiting for us knows we're coming.
Yeah. But I'm
And
thinking
any
too.
traps any other traps what was in this tunnel has already been set off by the big rolling stone thing.
Yeah, you guys, as you get a little bit closer down to the bottom of this chamber, now you can see that the rock pretty much went straight ahead, and this is like an antechamber, and it's about 40 feet to the other side of the room, and this thing pretty much the rock exploded against the wall, and to the left of this wall. Well, to the left of all of the rune boulder, you can see that there's a door. Now, the thing is, when you get close to this antechamber, you can start to catch the scent or the aroma of like an incense that is coming in and probably filling this room up. And as you get closer in, with your dark vision, which is this room is complete dark. And you can see that there are rich tapestries, beautiful tapestries that are covering the walls. Now, on the okay, let me open this for you first, because you're right.
No, don't do it.
Do you think I should just go in just to see what's there? Not like sneaking's going to be much good
Yeah,
for us anymore.
I don't think sneaking's gonna help us at this point.
I might whisper for Vay to follow a bit. Vay! Vay!